Great day, great day, great day. This is your neighborhood Sensei Fouché, telling all y'all to stay woke. Before we get started on today's platform or topic of choice, I'm going to give two shout outs. First shout out to JF Winter of Nasty Noise Music Productions and N.M.P. The acronym. All instrumentals played here on Stay Woke are arranged and produced by JF Winter of NNMP. Second shout out, Packboy Dolo and the Round the Clock Thinkers Show. Greatly constructed and informative in the aspect of subconscious awareness and subconscious exercising techniques. Great platform to really level you down and really channel into your subconscious understanding. So, with today's topic, I figured that I would speak about the message on the canvas that I purchased for one of my daughters for Christmas. And the canvas reads, "You decide your habits, and your habits decide your future." Just think about that. You decide your habits, and your habits decide your future. So, for language for dummies, and that's not insulting anyone, I just like or prefer to be extremely specific. You know, when I'm out there on the road and I want to be very open and honest into being unlearned or unaware of something and not being afraid to speak and say that I don't know. I raise my hand and I'm like, yo, I'm the dummy. Please teach me and talk to me in kindergarten ABCs, because, you know, it's important for me to get the basics and not think or be above humbleness in order to be properly educated. So I looked up, of course, the word habit. Habit. So let's speak about the word habit, which is a noun. I'm a little fidgety right now, you know, I'm trying to be comfortable, so just pardon me, but habit. Habit is a noun in its primary usage. There's also a verb usage as well. Habit in its primary definition reads a settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. Subdefinition: a long, loose garment worn by a member of a religious order or congregation. Subdefinition: archaic, a person's bodily condition or constitution. They use the word constitution in defining habit. Oh, we are getting very interested, right? I didn't even prepare that one, but we're about to go for it. But before we go there, let's finish up. So, as a fourth sub definition, as a verb, it defines as dress or clothe, which falls in beginning reference of the second definition that we read, in reference again to a long, loose garment worn by a member of a religious order or congregation. I got excited because that word constitution is sitting in the back of my brain and I'm ready to get to it. I'm ready. All right, let's settle down. Let's settle down. Woo! All right, so let's go back. Habit. A settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. A loose, long garment worn by a member of a religious order or congregation. A person's bodily condition or constitution. Constitution. Oxford language. Noun. Defined. A body of fundamental principles or established precedents according to which a state or other organization is acknowledged to be governed. To be governed. What do governments do? Control. What do they control? The whole or the population, right? Subdefinition. The composition of something. A person's physical state with regard to vitality, health, and strength. Habits have to deal with vitality, health, and strength. Did you hear me? Oh man, wait. I think I have to go deeper. You are about to smell this. That's how serious that this is about to get. So again, let's go back into you decide your habits and your habits decide your future. You decide your constitution and your constitution decides your future. You decide your health, your vitality and strength, and your vitality, strength, and health decide your future. Rocket baby. Pretty ironic that dropped right there. Rocket baby. Need a sip of water, of course. So, when we deal with these constitutions, we deal with a base. A constitution is a set of organized rules of a governed state. Think of yourself as the state that you are supposed to govern. You are in the responsibility to constitute yourself. Did you hear what I just said? Because the definitions that I just broke down in singular word definition and breaking it into the sub definitions to define the complete whole of what we're about to discuss is dead serious. You decide your habits. You decide your constitution. You decide your health, strength, and vitality. And that determines your future. There are 3 levels of this thought processing or layers to your mind. And before speaking right now, I deeply thought of these steps as we proceed forward. Subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is your core. That is your true self. And most individuals, if not all, carry a moral foundation, belief, love, compassion, a lot of us carry that, have it, and then we lose it and become slaves, or we become subordinate or submerged. That's even better. Our true selves become submerged, and then we go into your conscious mind. And then your conscious and unconscious mind control the body. Now, when I speak of the conscious mind, I speak in what they call the role self. If our true self is the subconscious mind of us, then what is the role self? The role self is your conscious mind, created. I'm gonna read something because I started really getting into the depth of this about a month ago, and I went over this particular book 3 times in order to engulf fully this whole subject matter into specific, concentrated thought and breakdown. Developing a role self. The process of assuming a role self is unconscious. Nobody sets out to do it deliberately. We create our role selves gradually through trial and error as we see the reactions of others, regardless of whether a role self seems positive or negative. As children, we saw it as the best way to belong, or I'm going to add, protect our insecurities. Then, as adults, we tend to keep playing our role in hopes that someone will pay attention to us in the way we wished other people in our past in guardianship had, and they did not. So, we have a battle between the character self and your true self once your true self becomes submerged by your character self, takes over as conscious self. And when the conscious self takes over, then it becomes habit or constitution, your lifeline. Let me give you a phrase. Body tricks the mind knows that the body is crazy. When your role self or character self takes over because of a lot of the insecurities created through your experiences in development, it submerges your true self. And when your true self is submerged and your conscious self takes over, then it begins a function of regularity. That regularity becomes what I state as your unconscious mind. Your character self is your conscious self, and then you in physical being, in everyday happening, is your unconsciousness moving in accordance to the character or role self. Seeking validation and love and worth has created a battle, a losing battle with your role self being in control of the body. Love is a battlefield for the control to destine your soul in the constant state of current misery or your desire for joy. Let me tell y'all something. I hear the term luck a lot. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm never lucky. Nothing good never happens to me. Oh, woe's me. Cry me a river. String me the violin. Get me the overweight lady with the huge voice singing at the highest level of understandment. Or the highest cry. I don't want to say understandment because that's really not a true thing to understand or to engulf or embrace. Luck is not a charity, but it is a reward. You create your luck by your habits or movements. So you get a pretty girl, you know what I'm saying, or a handsome guy, and you're like, oh, I'm so lucky, but you're living in a very unfashionable movement. So the superficial or the role self or the role character of yourself fools you into the concept that you are lucky in a frivolous game. Only for, in short, soon after, you complain and want to dismiss the thing you felt so lucky to have, right? So it's not luck. Something that is long sustainable and consistently relatable, that is a reward or an honor. Something else I jotted down right quick, but before we get to that, let's try to wrap the bow on that part. When your constitution is solid and your habits are constructive, you are rewarded. When you are not in honor of truth, you will not receive the rewards. All you will gain is charity. Charity is just basically throwaways. You know what I'm saying? Scraps. But then they say, one person's trash is another person's treasure. Until you realize that it's really trash. I jotted down leaders, creators are proactive. Followers, trolls are reactive. When you are a leader and a creator, you are proactive and constructive, and in that process of movement, you will receive rewards constantly. When you are a follower or a troll and reactive, you will be envious and jealous of other people's gains and give excuses and stain or tarnish the work and the reward of the honorable. Envy and jealousy are those traits that are spoken by the role, character, self of your conscious self moving in unconsciousness. In order for habits to become rewards and future gain, you must dig deep and recreate the habits and strengthen the subconscious true self. When you let go of your fear and decide to let your true self submerge your character role self that you have kept in control for so long, thinking you needed the necessity due to your insecurity, when you let that go and you decide to let your true self back in control, you will start to be rewarded as soon as your consistency is in honor and truth. If you label yourself as not having luck, maybe other people being lucky for their gains that you envy, instead of misleading the idea of using luck as an excuse for your lack of value or fortune, find a mirror. Look deeply at the individual in reflection. Bring yourself closer to the mirror, being able to look straight into your reflective self and ask, who are you? What are your habits? How much have those habits assisted into leading towards this interaction? If you prefer a different outcome than the constant randoms of the same occurrences, what habits must you shed to become stronger and new. This is Sensei Fouché telling you to stay woke and be true. One.